Page 18, Pop Goes the Weasel. It's a very famous melody, at least here in the United States it is. 6/8 time. This should be interesting. We're counting eighth notes. And there's a pickup beat, so we're coming in on beat 6. So I'm going to kind of take both hands together, because both hands have the melody, and as you can say, the notes are going all over the place. Let's just work this out real slow and careful. So you're starting out, fourth finger on G here, and the right hand is second finger, so really you're in middle C position. Okay, fine. And beat 6. 6, 1, 2. Remember, quarter note gets 2 counts. Now we're in 6/8 time. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5. Now flats all over. I tend to use second finger here because I got big fat hands and I don't like getting up into here if I don't have to. So I tend to use second finger a lot, but you can use thumb, it's fine. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here, we're going up the keyboard. Sharps. Yes, both of those F's are sharped. And then leave out the little grace note here. All we want is here, 2, 3, and then treble clef in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. And then you get a bass clef in the lower staff. You're going to come back down here somewhere. But in the last line, the right hand plays the first note up here. Don't care which finger you use, just use a finger. Don't use thumb. Any other finger, and I'll come back to the grace note. Let's leave it out now. It's now treble clef in the left hand. I think there's an error in the music. It's my opinion. At the end of the second line, they give you a bass clef in the bottom staff. But the first note you play in the last line, they give you the treble clef back. So you don't play any notes in the bass clef. So in my opinion, they shouldn't have given you a bass clef. So there should be no bass clef sign at the end of the second line. For the lower staff, no, it's not needed. And at the beginning of the last line, that should be a treble clef at the beginning of that, not a bass clef. So they're just making it overly complicated. There's no reason to do that. So just know that you're in treble clef at the end of the second line. And when you play the next notes in the next line, you're still in treble clef, just here. And then going on the third measure of the last line, you get bass clef in the top staff, so now you're down here, and bass clef in the left hand, or finally, and then treble clef in the right hand or upper staff, you're back up here. You're moving all over the place. That weasel don't know nothing. Work this out really slowly and get rid of the hesitations. Your hands are moving around, you've got to figure out that. So sometimes you're looking at the music, sometimes you're looking at the keyboard, and you got to figure out how to do that, and the beat goes on all the time. So it doesn't matter how fast you go. Two, 3, 4, 5. We're just going up the keyboard. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're doing up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're coming down here. While you're playing this, get the left hand down here. 1. And up here. Yeah. We can do that, then we can go back and add the articulation and these little grace notes. Well, there's not a lot of articulation. You have some staccatos and slurs, but otherwise. So these moving notes, just connect them. But I'd lift up. See, it's like a new phrase. The music is in phrases and sentences. You feel these, whether they're marked or not, doesn't matter. You can feel them. So it begins this way. So in the next time, it's a new phrase, so separate in the second full measure, here, separate those, it's a new phrase. So, lift them. grace note. So it's just a real quick note. I play it on the beat. Some people play it before the beat. When you play it real quick like this and there's nothing else around, you can't tell if it's on the beat or not. Just play a quick note. And it's staccato. Now you connect this to this, of course, you always connect it. But then that's staccato. And then here. And I connect at the end of the second line for the left hand here. I connect all those together. It's like the slur goes all the way through. In my opinion, it should have. It's like the last two measures of the first line and the right hand. I connect this and this. It's like the slur went all the way through. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't. Okay. And then in the last line, you got that grace note again. It's an A sharp. That's staccato. And again, I'm going to connect all these, like the slur goes over all of it. And then down here, again, the slur all that. And then here. And when you can get that sort of, then add the dynamics. It's loud at the beginning. You'll have to decide what loud is. Don't get carried away with loud. It's so forth. And you get down to the last line, you come down a little bit to moderately loud. Soft, moderately soft actually. And then loud. Speed-wise, well, with spirit, it's a happy little piece. The metronome they're giving you is for a dotted quarter note. You decide on the speed. It's that's about how fast I think I would play it. It's a fun piece. There could be a possible mistake in the music, I'm not sure. You see, all of this is pretty much melody. As such, I can have two different people's instruments playing it. It could be like a duet, but it's all pretty much melody. My problem is the last measure of the first line. Here, they're holding that down, that D flat down for a full 3 counts. So when you play the A, the D flat's still down. It overlaps, and in my opinion, it shouldn't. There should be a rest there. It should be like it has been in the others. I mean, they gave you just a quarter note on the others and a rest. Why are they giving you a dotted half or a quarter note here? In my opinion, that should be a quarter note with an 8th rest. But if you're going to play it that way, make sure you hold it down. Make sure for one beat, you can hear both notes. I don't care for that. I'm going to lift up. I would like to play it with you very, very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do dynamics or any of that. So I'll give us 5 counts because we come in on beat 6. So let's just do it slowly together. And again, well, we're in 6/8 time, so we're counting 8th notes, and the metronome is beating 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest.